Well, shit. Hold on. Hold on. Totally went live by accident here. Uh, but kickoff's about to happen, so fuck it, we're here. Did I go right on the live on the right one? I think. Damn. Okay, give me 1 second. God damn, chaotic start to this stream. Opening kickoff goes to the Cowboys out of the back of the end zone. Hold up, I feel like there was a comment that just disappeared. What the hell? Yeah, I see you there. Shout out King. King K, we in there like swimwear. Let's go. Got all my people in here. Cowboys starting at the 30. Shout out to everybody. I normally start the streams not like that. My name is Alam. Welcome to another Emotion Football live stream. Today, we got a watch along for Cowboys Giants. This is true. We're going to go through the games, preview for this upcoming weekend. And then if this game gets a little bit shit and we run out of things to talk about, at that point, we will do our typical watch-along activity of predicting the entire season. That is the backup plan if this stream goes to shit because of the game. But yeah, shout out to everybody in here. 8 people tapped in so far. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Giants got the Cowboys in the third down early. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this game because I've heard a lot more Giants support than I expected. If I'm being honest, when I listen to coverage about this game, there's a decent amount of people that are picking the Giants to cover, handful of people picking them to win outright, and then a lot more like analysis about things that they've done well so far. So apparently Daniel Jones has been efficient last couple weeks. And apparently the Giants pass rush has gotten home for the last couple weeks. These were things I didn't really know like that. So I'm learning more about the Giants, people. I kind of just chalked them up as a team to forget about, but early 3-0 for Dallas. So let's see what they can do. Let me get set up here a little bit more. Throw the scoreboard out here. Fair catch for the Giants at their own 15-ish. So this will be my first chance to watch the Giants play. Damn, no commercials. I appreciate that, but I kind of needed them right now. I got to set my stream up. Yeah, I totally went live by accident when I started this live stream, by the way. I was going to take a couple minutes, but here we are. Good, efficient run on first down. That's the thing to watch for in this game for sure. The Giants, what the hell? They're taking Neighbors and Singletary off? What type of second down play call is this? I was just going to talk about how like they have 2 players that I think they need to set their game plan up for, Singletary and Neighbors. They take both of them off for this play. The hell? Run on second down, up the middle for nothing. Yeah, that seems about right for a play that started like that with taking your 2 best players off. What I was going to say, though, was I've heard a lot about Dallas having a really undersized front and not really being built to play from behind. They got a defense that's built to hold up against the pass, be aggressive, create turnovers. Not even necessarily hold up against the pass, but just have a game plan against the pass. Whereas if you get in a position where you can run on them and you just need to bleed the clock, you can definitely run against their undersized front. Because I know obviously Parsons is undersized. Oh shit. I think you're ahead of me. Oh shit. Yo, King, you're ahead of me. You actually spoiled that, which is cool, by the way. I don't care. I don't care about spoilers. But yeah, Neighbors wide open. Looks like a blown coverage there. I don't know if that's a missed assignment or a bad zone. We're going to see here. Oh no. Oh my God. 25 got done so dirty there. Bro, he beat him so bad. No, I saw a good King K. Don't worry. He beat him so bad that it looked like a busted coverage in zone. It looked like a busted zone. That's how bad the. Oh my God. Who's 25? Get him off the field right now. Hey, Ahmed. Ahmed is a man of culture. Ahmed understands. Typical Cowboys L. He took his damn ankles and his soul with that. Second and 7. Okay, read option. Daniel Jones with the keeper. Daniel Jones, definitely. I don't know how much I'd be running him post ACL tear because he did not look athletic there at all. Not that he's ever been the most athletic, but I feel like he was moving slow there. I always when I see quarterbacks keeping the ball on keepers, I think the prerequisite to putting your quarterback in that position is like, can they outrun the defenders in the box? If they keep the ball and then you see defensive linemen, linebackers just chasing them down with ease, they're not the right ones. He was out there looking slow. Shit, we're just gonna go with ESPN. Fuck it. I can't find the website that I was using last time for the score. Second and 18. Wandale in the flat. Shout out Manch. Got a few of my people in here. Good to see you guys. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We got another third down for the Giants. Last time they had man coverage out there and Neighbors smoked somebody. I think probably not going to do the same thing here. I'd expect a zone. So if you're the Giants here, I think you dial up a zone beater. They got 3 receivers to the right. It does look like a zone. It is definitely a zone. Wandale. Oh, he ran it out. I thought he might have had a step. Could have found the edge and got around number 2, which I think is Jordan Lewis. But he just slipped, lost his footing. Yeah, he lost his footing, King K, bro. That's fucked. Damn. Okay, we're not. What website did I use to pull up the score? It's 3-0 Giants now. Why am I tripping this hard? I can't remember what I used for the life of me. Because a lot of the websites, when they show the score, it's really like short and wide. So it doesn't really work out to share your screen in like a rectangular shape, which is how StreamYard works. And then the thing with the score on Google, it's the perfect shape. But for some reason, it runs so much in the background. Like, I don't know if you got, like, for the people who've been watching these streams for a while, my camera would freeze at some point in the middle of the stream. It stopped freezing after I stopped using Google, but I can't find a good score anymore. Shout out Leon, bro. Good to see a bunch of the guys in the chat. We're gonna get to the games, and I had some questions for you, so I'm happy that you're here. Patriots being 11-point underdogs or 10-point underdogs seems a little bit aggressive with all of San Francisco's injuries, but I'm curious as to what you think. Because yes, the Patriots offensive line looked like a disaster against the Jets, but I think the Jets are but they're definitely a more intimidating front four compared to the Niners, because one, the Niners front four regressed as is. Javon Hargrave is out for the year. The defensive tackles outside of Hargrave weren't playing well anyways. Like, they're Joey Bosa and friends. But the Jets got, obviously, Quinnen Williams. I think they have the leader in sacks, McDonald. They don't have Hassan Reddick, hilariously. But they got guys. So, yeah, I was going to ask you, what do you think about the Patriots being a 10, 11-point underdogs? I think that's aggressive for such a beat-up San Fran team. Okay, I'm going to find this guy a good goddamn scoreboard. I'm committed to this today. Okay, I think it was CBS. Where is CBS? Bet. Oh, yeah, it was CBS. I'll fix it next time. I'm not turning off my ad blocker. What the hell? There we go, people. Finally set up properly. It is a bit aggressive. I agree. So you say that they're the Pats with Jacoby Brissett, but what game am I thinking of? They looked okay against Seattle. And I really respect Mike McDonald as a defensive coach. We could say the Bengals are scrubs defensively for sure. But let's see. I think they're looking as the offense won't move the ball and the defense is on the field gassed. Maybe. What are they showing here? Oh, they missed a face mask? Wait, who was it on? I missed the replay. I was looking at Daniel Jones. I must have missed it. Whoa. Okay, so I saw CeeDee Lamb get held up and driven backwards towards the defensive line, and I saw Devontae Smith flashbacks in my head. So that wasn't nice. I didn't expect that to those flashbacks to hit me like Vietnam flashbacks, bro. PTSD. Thank God the Giants aren't playing like the Saints. What else did I want to queue up? No, I don't think I'm missing anything else. Yeah, not normally this flustered to start a stream. I literally just went live by accident. Didn't have anything set up. But yeah, shout out to everybody watching. We just got our first commercial break, so we're going to get into the chat. So I have a little thing here for every single game. So if there's any games in particular you guys want to start with, we can start wherever you guys want. But I'll start with my own team for now. We got Eagles against the Bucks. recent history of this matchup is the Bucks be kicking our asses and kicking us out of the playoffs. So that's not a fun one. I feel like it's especially bad when we go to Tampa. A hurricane is high key hitting Tampa Bay, I think tomorrow. But it'll be gone by Saturday, they say. So Sunday, I checked the weather. Apparently, it's supposed to be sunny, so at least there's not that to worry about. But the Eagles will play the Bucks. The Bucks are pretty banged up. The Eagles are. It looks like they're gonna miss three big players. Obviously, Lane Johnson, Devontae Smith, AJ Brown. But the Bucks have like 15 guys banged up. Their right tackle, Vita Vea, the safety, what's his name? Antoine Winfield. It's an interesting matchup from that standpoint in terms of a team that's going to have a bunch of players playing that are banged up versus a team that's healthy outside of three guys, but the three guys are really big players. The line is Eagles by 2, which is a little bit surprising. I think Tampa Bay obviously had a horrible game in the last week. I kind of expect them to bounce back just because when a team gets smacked that badly in such a bad loss, you normally see their best ball the next week. And obviously the Eagles are going to probably present no deep threat. We're going to probably be playing within like 10 yards from the line of scrimmage. So I think that part's pretty tough. We're going to need Saquon to do Superman things more so than we do on a typical week. And when you have Vita Vea on the other side, that's never a good thing to absolutely need. So the matchup is interesting. I don't think there's any timeline where the Eagles win by more than one score. If they win, it's going to be a close game. And especially given the recent history, there's a chance that Tampa they could beat us by 2 scores because they just have this thing. They just have this thing against the Eagles. They play really, really well. The game is back. But my only thing is I think the Eagles defense figured something out last week. The Bucks rushing attack has Dak found CD. It matters if Nick Sirianni is going to be on that BS or not. This is true. But here's the thing. So the Bucks have I saw stats saying they have the 32nd rushing attack dating back to the beginning of last year. Their coach basically said Bucky Irving is going to get more stats or more stats, but more rushes. I don't necessarily know if that's a solution because I don't think Bucky Irving is hey, we don't have a running game, let's get one kind of a guy. Like Bucky Irving is the kind of running back that you have in there I love this play design. It didn't really work out, just like 4 or 5 yards for Deuce Vaughn, but they sent the fullback in motion to basically get a head start on running into the flat to block for Deuce Vaughn there. But Giants did a good job of closing it up. There's a flag on the play. But yeah, I say that to say the Eagles played Josh Jacobs week 1, Bijan Robinson week 2, and Alvin Kamara week 3. So we've played great running backs and like solid rushing attacks. This is by far the worst rushing attack we're going to see. So I think from that standpoint, it's going to be one of the easier assignments for the Eagles defense. Obviously, off a hot week last week, we held Alvin Kamara to 3.3 yards a carry. There's no excuse against the Bucks running backs. So the Bucks should be able to not run the ball. As for whether they can pass the ball or not, we're definitely a better pass defense this year. The Bucks have a new offensive coordinator. Like, I think the Eagles defense should be able to fare well. I just definitely fear for the Eagles offense. No AJ, no Devontae. Vita Vea there to stop Saquon potentially. Okay, a toss to CeeDee Lamb on 1st and 20. Let's get funky. Let's get funky, Mike McCarthy. Oh, he was really in the backfield like Debo. That's just a toss. There's nothing else there. That's interesting. They really gave CeeDee Lamb a contract and they said, now we're going to give you the running back snaps. Now we're going to give you those second position snaps. Get more work out of you. 2nd and 10. To be honest, though, to put CD in that position, that's just goes to show you how bad their running back situation is. That is disgusting stuff. But yeah, as for this game though, Eagles Bucks, I'm gonna go ahead and say that the Bucks injuries on defense stop kind of neutralize our injuries on offense, and we figure it out. But yeah, with the thing in that game that I'm confident about is our defense against their offense. The thing I'm unsure about is how our offense fares. But I'm gonna predict that they get it done. Oh shit, Dak took a shot. 3rd and 3, delivers to the fullback, but he took a shot. Hey, what's going on, Jerry Brown? You said you went to the Indiana Fever game a couple weeks ago. Did you leave there a fan? If so, I'm sorry that your season is over. We still got the Texans, so that's all right. They'll figure things out for you. 1st and 10 for the Cowboys at the 42. Handoff to Rico Dowdle. I don't know how to say his name. Gets about a yard there. You know what? I should find somewhere to keep track of all these picks. And then I'll see how I fare. By the way, for you guys that actually, yeah, you guys wouldn't know because how would you? But yeah, I'm pretty bad at picking against the spread. I'm like respectable at picking the winners of games, but I'm pretty shit at picking against the spread. Like I do not gamble for a reason. Damn, CD. Coverage was all over him. Lots of contact. Physical coverage. I'm not saying there should have been a flag. It was just good physical coverage. Actually, could have been a flag. Hand on his shoulder the entire route. And he still caught the ball. Quick pass to CD, torn down immediately. He's getting some nasty usage right here. Like he's getting a bunch of touches like within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. I know he's probably not happy with his average depth of target. The Cowboys are in a weird spot with their receivers though. Who's their vertical threat? Like it's not Tolbert. It's got to be Brandon Cooks. But then like 35-year-old being your vertical threat is not the way. That's not being all in, Jerry. That's not being all in. Third and 3. 3 minutes to go in the first. Surprisingly competitive so far. I have the Cowboys defense in fantasy. This is true though, Jed. This is true. She did get Rookie of the Year. Oh, just as I talk about Brandon Cooks being old. Gets wide open on 3rd down. Who's that in coverage there? Tyler Nubin. Did they drop the safety there and down into man coverage? No. There was nobody in man coverage. That was actually no, 28. Flott. Yeah, see, I think that so that guy started playing last year, and I obviously had no familiarity with who he was, but I was just skeptical from based off his name. I don't know, man. Flott is just not a name that inspires me with confidence. I'm hoping the Texans do good this weekend. Let me see. Who do they play? Oh, Jaguars. To be honest, they have an opportunity to really drive probably the last nail into the Jaguars' coffin. I think if they lose to a division rival, go 0-4, then Doug Peterson's basically a dead man walking. That's my read on things. Dak looks to the end zone. Ooh, ball gets tipped up. Nobody can get their hand on it. So yeah, of course they'll do fine, man. They'll figure it out. If they lose, yeah, I don't know if the Jaguars have it in them, because when teams do bad in football, there's this whole idea that they're just going to be really like angry and aggressive and upset the next week, and they're just going to like take it out on somebody. I don't think the Jaguars come across as that kind of team to me. They just don't seem to have that dog. So I don't expect that from them. 2nd and goal from the 15. Dak, screen pass to Dowdell. Oh, he scores, but there's a flag on the play. This is either in the area of holding or, yeah, it looks like holding. Dak Prescott's frustrated here. Yeah, this touchdown's coming back. So it looks like we're gonna get 2nd and goal from like the 25. So that's pretty chaotic. Then the game I'll be watching is Patriots and Niners. Yeah, we were just talking about that. With all the Niners injuries, I expect it to be like a 5-6 point Niners win. I think the 11-point spread is a little bit aggressive. Let's see what this call is. I kind of don't see it. They picked it up? Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know, maybe I'm tripping because I only saw one angle and one replay, but yeah, I think that was fair. How about them Commanders? No, for sure. Amazing performance offensively last week. But I think something we'll learn in the next few weeks is, was that performance more about the Commanders or was it more about the Bengals defense? Because that Bengals defense stinks. And I talked about it at some point. I forget which stream it was, but they drafted a guy named Dax Hill in the 1st round, hoping he would be the Jesse Bates replacement. And he failed. He failed as being the Jesse Bates replacement. And then I heard this offseason that he transitioned to corner and he won the starting job. And I saw that and I was like, this is a horrible sign. This is typically the kind of stuff you see when things are going wrong. When your 1st round pick safety bust is your starter at corner. Like, just think that through. Like, under what circumstances could a guy be a bust at safety and then transition to a corner and do well? Because the transition always goes the other way. All football fans know this. Sometimes people fail at corner and then they go to safety, and because safety requires a little bit or much less man coverage, it requires much less speed, you're starting from further back, you can have certain deficiencies at corner that cover up all your your skills, that once you transition to safety, they're not going to cover up your skills anymore. So now your skills will, show. People don't transition from safety to corner. So when I saw that Dax Hill was the starting corner in that Bengals defense, I said, that's a horrible sign. And lo and behold, the defense sucks. Still finding out how to replace Jesse Bates, losing their corner depth year by year. I remember when the Bengals used to be a franchise that drafted a corner almost every year. And they figured it out. Not every corner would obviously be good, but I think there was a run where it was like William Jackson, and then the year before that somebody, and then the year before that Drake Kirkpatrick. There was a run there where they would just keep drafting corners. But right now it looks like they only have one corner, and in the modern NFL, where wide receiver 2s are probably the kind of caliber of players as wide receiver 1s 15 years ago, that is not okay. Do you think Caleb Williams is a bust? He kind of looks like Justin Fields. I don't think he's a bust, but I think take what happened to Justin Fields last year or last couple of years and try to learn from that what you can. And then take a look at what happened to Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville and take a look at what you can learn from there. And I think what you should be able to put together is that organizations are a big part of what happens at the quarterback position, right? The quarterback is so important because they make the whole offense go. So if you put a bunch of nonsense around him in terms of the personnel or the coaching, there's really not much a quarterback can do to make up for it. The reason I bring up Trevor Lawrence is because, again, if you guys have been watching this platform, last year, me, Murtaza, and Peter used to have conversations on this platform talking about the Bears and whether they should draft Caleb Williams or not. And the conversation was, if you think about Caleb Williams as a prospect, yeah, he's definitely like a generational prospect. But that doesn't mean that he's a generational player, because the last generational prospect was Trevor Lawrence. And look what happened to him in the pros. There's no guarantee you go from what you are as a prospect to a player in the NFL, meaning you're a good prospect, you become a good player in the NFL, or you're a generational prospect and you become a generational player. There's no guarantee that that transition happens. And certain things have to break right, I think, for any college player to transition to the NFL smoothly. And I don't think the Jaguars have done a good job with Trevor Lawrence. Now, I think with him, definitely, there's also he's at fault as well. He could be playing better despite what they've put around him. And then in the case of the Bears, I think it's heavily their fault what happened to Justin Fields last year. And it's heavily their fault what's happening to Caleb Williams right now. You've put bad coaches in charge of both of those players. And the weapons have only got good now. And that's at one position, the receiver position. The line has stunk the whole time. The running game has stunk the whole time. Even before these running backs, when they had David Montgomery, look at what Detroit did with David Montgomery. Same guy. Same guy. So, yeah, man. DeAndre Swift, I think after the Bears, will probably end up at a team that knows how to use him, and he'll probably be good. That's because the Bears are a bust of NFL franchise. Sorry asses can't develop QBs. Well, they have Mac Jones as a backup. Hilarious thing to add, bro. You know, never fear, guys. We have Mac Jones. We have Michael. Oh, I'll never forget the day I realized that Mac wasn't his first name or a nickname for his first name. You know, I'll never forget when I learned that his name is Michael Jones and the Mac comes from his middle name, which is McCorkle. That man is Michael McCorkle Jones. You can never draft a McCorkle in the first round. That should be a rule. Front offices should have that, like above character concerns, above medical concerns. It's like, is this a McCorkle? If it's a McCorkle, you don't draft. Yes, bro, I'm dead serious. Look it up. His name is Michael McCorkle Jones. But look at how you're reacting. That's a red flag, bro? Be honest. Like, you think a McCorkle is gonna be a leader of men? Is gonna stand up, in front of a locker room and like command like a 53-man roster? No. Bro, Michael McCorkle Jones. So yeah, that's when I knew that it wasn't gonna work for Mac Jones. Hey, for the people that aren't familiar, hey, where is it? Where is it? Look at it, people. Look at it. Michael McCorkle Mac Jones. That was the Brady replacement or the heir apparent to Tom Brady. Michael McCorkle. Nasty work. Nasty work. To be honest, I think that it'll be a talking point later on in history. Just the amount of hilarious things the Patriots did after Brady left. Their whole way of doing things, like, it's changed so much going into this year for a reason. It had to change. Because it was not working, one, in this era of people, and then two, without Brady. Because from my understanding, basically the reason the Patriot Way stuff worked was because Brady was so respected by players and Brady was 100% bought in. So at the end of the day, when everybody in the locker room looks at Brady, who is like going with everything Belichick is doing, they have no voice to go against it. So they have to just fall in line. But once you lose that like linchpin, and obviously the time keeps passing and the generations keep changing, what they were doing was doomed to fail. Well, now the Patriots have Drake May now. Yeah, and I think I feel really good about Drake May as a prospect because, one, I like the basic tools he has, right? But kind of following on with our conversation of ruining quarterbacks and developing quarterbacks, Drake May needed to sit, and one of the worst things that could have happened to him was him playing too early. Think about a player like a Bryce Young, right? Somebody who, regardless of how good or bad you think he is, he's not as bad as he's playing right now. He's not that bad. He's playing the way he's playing right now because he's broken. Like, the confidence is gone. So that's something that can happen to young quarterbacks if they play too early. And I think that was on the table with Drake May. If Drake May ended up in the wrong franchise, I think he would have been a bust. And I don't know enough to say whether the Patriots are the right franchise yet because there's more steps. But step one was him not playing this year, and they've already satisfied that step. So I'm rolling already with Drake May. Like, the Bears have already, I think, kind of messed up because they're going to make Caleb play through some nonsense, and it might impact him going forward. The Commanders are doing the right thing because they gave McDaniels, one, a good play caller. Like, feel how you want to feel about Cliff as a coach, but he can play call. And they gave him, obviously, they have Scary Terry. 3rd and 14 for the Giants here. Big down 4. Oh, shit. They got a free play. You got to air this out, Daniel Jones. You have to air this out. And he throws a pick. But it's coming back because of offsides. Big up, Joel. Eagles, Bucks, how are you feeling? It's the first game I talked about in the preview. And what I talked about is that I was confident that our defense will hold up. But I'm very unsure about the offense. I went ahead and picked the Eagles, but yeah, I feel like our offense might stink it up. Look at Justin Fields now. He's him at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, I mean, Justin Fields in Pittsburgh, they've given him a very, like, small role so far, which is a funny thing to say about a quarterback, but don't do too much. Don't be a playmaker yet. Like, just get the simple things down, play simple football, rely on the defense. Okay, hold on. I have a little ramble to go on about the quarterback position. I got to see this 3rd and 9 though. Wan'Dale! Okay, he made up for the last third down, or the third down on the first drive where he could have got it and he slipped. This time, a significantly harder 3rd and 9 to get, and he gets it done. Who's in coverage here? They had him on a linebacker. They had him on Eric Kendricks. That had to be a mistake. That's either a Wan'Dale on a linebacker is ridiculous. That either had to be a mistake in man coverage, or because that wasn't a zone either. Yeah, that's on Mike Zimmer. Your defense can never be in a position where a linebacker is on Wan'Dale. Oh no. Oh, Slayton lost his footing. Oh, and lost the ball. What the hell is Darius Slayton doing? Okay. So, the point about the quarterback position. I think a defense makes the quarterback's position so much easier to play, because when when you're playing the quarterback position from a standpoint of, I don't need to score on this drive and I can throw the ball away and it's fine, or I can take a sack and it's fine, and you're not playing under that pressure, I just think it's a lot easier to play. And I think that's that's one of the things a young quarterback could really benefit from when they're starting to figure out their game. But when your defense is bad, and if you want a chance, you have to score like 30 every game, and you're pressing it, that's when stupid throws happen, turnovers happen, like not reading the play properly because you're just going for the big play. That's when those things happen. And of course, you can rely on an older quarterback, more veteran quarterback to do those things. But young quarterbacks, I think sometimes they need the training wheels. So, like, this is the thing about Pittsburgh right now. They have great training wheels for Justin Fields, and he's thriving in his role right now. And then gradually and slowly, you take the training wheels off as he builds confidence and shows he can play. So, I mean, yeah, he has George Pickens. He has a running game. His offensive line. So this is the point that I was going to make. I talked about the Steelers on the playoff landscaping stream. The Steelers have their best defense and O line for that they've had in a long time, a long time. In the late Ben Roethlisberger years, they had some okay defenses. Like they were hilariously, like, because it doesn't sound like Pittsburgh Steelers football. They were a offensive team. It was about Ben Roethlisberger throwing for 400, 500 yards. They haven't had a defense this good in a long time. They also had an okay offensive line. Ben took some shots towards the end of his career. Le'Veon Bell did a whole lot of dancing. This offensive line, especially because they have two younger players, like it could get even better. So offensive line and defense, it's the best for that Pittsburgh's had in a long time. This is such a chaotic drive for the Giants. Oh my God, Wandale was trying to die. See, well, hold on. I had Devontae Smith PTSD again. He spun back towards the middle of the field, and Mozzie Smith tried to destroy him. Hurts needs to be ready for the checkdowns all game. He needs to be ready for checkdowns, period. You know, something I wanted to talk about. I think Saquon has 50 yards receiving, and I think half of them came on that touchdown in Brazil. But why? And DeAndre Swift barely got receiving yards last year. Why is this team so incapable of getting the running back in on the receiving game? Because DeAndre Swift, like, that's his main strength, is how good of a back he is catching the ball. And we never really saw it. And Saquon also very good at that, but he never saw it. Is it because Jalen Hurts is just bad at that part of football? Like progressing through his reads and ending up at the running back? Is it because the scheme is just so anti-throwing to the running back? Oh my God, Daniel Jones throwing crazy checkdowns on third down. I think this is I can name 3 third downs now where he's thrown before the yardstick. For real, what the hell was that pass from Daniel Jones? He's throwing short on third down and just hoping the receiver makes a play, and it's worked. It worked once, but these are 2 times now where Dallas just made the tackle. So I think Dallas's job is pretty simple on third down in this game. Simply just be disciplined and make a good tackle. Yeah, it's third down and he's throwing check downs. Yeah, Justin Fields definitely has one of the best coaches. But yeah, King K, what are your expectations for the Steelers this year? Because I have them winning the division, and then I don't know, because the matchups in the AFC are tough, but if they win their division, I could see them being a 3 seed. Like top 3 seeds for sure. I think the AFC South winner is going to be the 4 seed. So I think the Steelers would win the division and be one of the top 3 seeds. So by not being 4th, you also avoid the best wild card team. So you're talking maybe Jets or Ravens in the wild card. 1, prove shut everybody up. Interesting. Okay, interesting. I like it. 2, actually be a good playoff team. Okay. Steelers Colts. I have the Steelers winning. Yeah, I'm scared of Anthony Richardson against that Steelers defense this week. The way Anthony Richardson's playing, a little bit loose with the ball, a little bit careless. I'm scared. 3 have offense. When does Roman Wilson come back? Because I think that'll help. For what it's worth, what is The recent history of Michigan receivers is decent because Nico Collins obviously is really good and overperformed his draft stock. I think Donovan Peoples Jones was aight for a little bit, but he didn't have much draft hype. If we don't put AR-15 in a pack, I'm gonna be mad as shit. Have offense, but yeah, what is your standard for having offense? I'm just curious. What are they talking about? Because they're showing the replay of Mozzie Smith hitting Wandell. Oh, just don't be like last year. Oh, that's done. You guys are definitely achieving that. If that's the goal, you guys are straight. You guys will figure it out. Oh, somebody's in the tent. Who's in the tent? Did Micah Parsons get caught in the friendly fire? Hey, by the way, King K, where are you from? Like location wise? I know you're a Steelers fan, but are you actually from Pittsburgh? Hey, this is baby steps. Not exactly baby steps, but this is progress. Yeah, if the Steelers get to scoring 20 points a game regularly. Week 1 was hilarious though. 6 field goals. That was something else. I'm from Pittsburgh, 30 minutes away from Heinz Field. Oh, that's dope. So I know Steelers fan from out here who goes to Pittsburgh yearly for Steelers games, and he talks about how much he loves Pittsburgh. And he's a pretty simple guy, but like he just talks about how like good sandwiches, good pizza. And then if you're there for a football game, right? Like the fans are really, really passionate people. So when they see you in your Steelers gear, you know, you won't have a hard time meeting people, making friends. I've never been to Pittsburgh myself. I think I've driven through Pittsburgh once. But yeah, I go to Philadelphia yearly to watch Eagles games. So that's as close as I've ever been. What's your opinion on the Bills Ravens game on Sunday? Shout out Ruben, good to see you again. Um, Actually, Ruben, I asked you the same thing because I remember you said you were Canadian, but where are you from in Canada? I'm just curious. But Bills Ravens game. So I think this will be the bad. Well, it's tough to know exactly what you're going to get from Baltimore's rushing attack. They beat up on a bad Cowboys run defense, but they hadn't had much success before that. I think this is probably going to be the best rushing attack that the Bills have to go against. Neither Miami or Jacksonville could really get things going. If they show up and bottle up the Ravens rushing attack, I think they definitely get the win. 4th and inches. Okay, they hurried up. Hand off to the fullback who gets the edge and just damn, can't quite get his balance back after getting his ankle swiped. But yeah, I think if the Bills show that if they show that they can bottle up the Ravens rushing attack, that's a really good sign just generally because it means that I think their run defense will hold up against just about anybody. 2, I think they'll definitely get the win if that happens. I'm just trying to comb through in my head like the Ravens, how the Ravens defense has played because okay, oh shit, CD. Oh shit. Oh shit. I missed the beginning of the play. I just saw him get the ball. Damn, my camera froze for this too. That's ass. Damn, what a drive from Dallas. Making quick work of this defense. Yeah, let me just check the Ravens real quick. Okay, yeah. So the Ravens defense, I was okay with their game against the Chiefs. Their game against the Raiders was disappointing because they let up points at the end, and then their game against the Cowboys was disappointing because they gave up points at. I swear to God, I hate when that happens. I will one day figure out why that happens and get it to stop. But for now, I'm just a random guy on the internet doing streams. So if you guys miss me for a few seconds, I'm sure it's not that deep for anybody. But yeah. So sorry, I was caught up in the middle of the Bills Ravens game. The more I was thinking about it, Ravens defense has had a couple collapses down the stretch of games. That's concerning. And if they do it again against Buffalo, they have no chance. I'm thinking about the defenses that Buffalo's gone up against: Arizona, Miami, Jacksonville. In theory, it should be the biggest test for the Bills offense as well. Then there's the added factor, the fact that the Ravens are 1-2. It's a home primetime game. The game means more to Baltimore because of their record. Bills are off to a 3-0 start. It's gonna be a oh man, the Ravens defense towards the back end of these last two games, though, that's a scary thing to see happen. Let me see who I picked in my pool so far. I think I picked I think I picked the Ravens to cover because I think the Bills are favorites. Oh no. The Ravens are favorites. I picked the Bills to cover. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm going Buffalo. I think I'm going Buffalo. The more I think about it, I'm definitely going Buffalo. Yeah, I have tags ready for these games. If anybody in the chat has any thoughts about this game, feel free to throw that in the chat. Ruben, I'm guessing you're a Bills fan then, and also you said Brantford, Ontario. I know where that is. I'm in Hamilton every now and then because I have some friends in Hamilton. So I'm probably in Hamilton once a month. there's a few things there. Like there's a few spots I know there that I really like getting like food and like coffee and stuff from. Hamilton's one of those places that still has like a local thing like going on. There's still individuality in Hamilton. Like in a lot of big cities, all big cities are more or less the same now. Like just everything has spread everywhere. You don't really get individuality in big cities anymore. But yeah, I've never been to Brantford itself. But oddly enough, I have a coworker who has their last day at work tomorrow because they're transferring to Brantford. So that's interesting. I think I know somebody who I met through YouTube from Hamilton, and I know a couple of people from the GTA. But now I know somebody from Brantford. That's fire. Oh, if you have any recommendations of food in Brantford, let me know and I'll pass it on to to my coworker. Yeah, I think I just hit 120 subscribers, so that's something I'm pretty excited about. I had no idea I was gonna hit 120 this quick. For those of you guys who don't know, I have a basketball channel as well, Toronto Hoop Talk. That one is at 206 subscribers, and I just like in my head, I had an idea of how things go in terms of how these kind of things grow, and I felt like I'm like, okay, I'm probably like a year away from 200 or something like that. And then Tom Grassi just changed my life. But yeah, that's Bills Ravens. Other games. So we got Steelers Colts this week. Side note, you saw Derrick Rose's retirement. Yeah, I saw Derrick Rose's retirement. Um I think moments like this, you see all the highlights flood the timeline again. The step back buzzer beater against Milwaukee, fire. The buzzer beater against LeBron in Chicago, fire. Um, yeah, man, just another kind of sad story about injuries, but he still found a way to get back. Made a lot of money. I think he has a like in football or like in soccer they talk about like streets will never forget ballers. He's definitely a streets will never forget hooper. But yeah, I just saw the challenge there. I think Singletary got lucky there. I think the ball may have came loose before his knee went down or his elbow, whatever they were looking at. I think he got lucky there. You got Michael Parsons standing up in the A gap. Oh my God. He smoked the offensive lineman. Daniel Jones into double coverage to Neighbors. That should have been a pick. That should have been a pick. Oh yeah, the Raptors are definitely doing that because the Nets kind of pushed them into it. I think they figured that they wanted to retire his number, and then Brooklyn said, "Yo, we're doing it too." And they're like, "Shit, okay, we have to do it ASAP." So they're gonna beat Brooklyn to it, and then Vince Carter is gonna have a year, one season, where two franchises retire his number. That must be a hell of a feeling. Very few people can talk about that. Daniel Jones finds Neighbors. Oh, where's King K? Where's King K? Bro, he finally threw on third down past the first down marker. It's amazing, bro. I would have never guessed he'd try that. I missed first down, but it says it's 2nd and 10. Those hats are terrible. Why is Mike Zimmer wearing that hat? Oh, the NFL. Oh, I don't know if you guys saw it. Did you guys see the NFL's helmet hats? That shit is garbage. So I have terrible hats. Third and 8. Let's see if he throws past the first down marker again. Oh, he did it again. I think unfortunately Wandale got dragged back, but he also the momentum. No, 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 no. So Joel, new era. They put out these hats like they look like fitted hats or snapbacks or whatever, right? But they're designed to look like or they have the same thing as the helmets. So it has the team's logo or whatever they put on their helmet on the sides of the hat. So like a Bears hat will have the two C's on the side of the hat, and the Eagles hat basically it has the wings on the side. Thing is just it looks weird on a hat with a brim. I mean, it would probably look weird on any hat. I feel like maybe they could make it work on a beanie. Oh my god! Wow, I can't believe he got the first down there. Whoever got into the backfield is going to get yelled at when they watch that back on film. What the heck was that? All right, who was it? Let me see. Oh, number 6. He's a safety or a linebacker, Donovan Wilson. I think he's a hybrid. But yeah, wow. Oh yeah. I was gonna say when I got back, I think you weren't here when I first got back. But yeah, I was gonna say so. I know where Brantford is. I've never been there, but I'm in Hamilton probably once a month or so because I have friends in Hamilton, and I actually like Hamilton in turn. Like obviously, a lot of people don't like it for obvious reasons, but I think Hamilton still has some individuality. A lot of big cities are all more or less the same nowadays. Hamilton still kind of has some like food places, coffee places that are like unique and just one person store that has their kind of imprint on it, and that's it. I like those kind of places. So I like Hamilton. But what I was also saying was it's funny that you're from Brantford because I have one of my friends from work. Tomorrow is their last day because they're transferring to Brantford. So what I was going to ask is if you have any recommendations of like places to eat or anything like that in Brantford, let me know and I'll pass it on to them as well. I'll pass it on to them for sure. Screenplay to motor. And he gets the first down. So everything I heard about Daniel Jones, I think I'm starting to see it in terms of I feel like the mistakes have been cut out of his game a little bit. I saw that in the last 2 games he had a respectable completion percentage and no turnovers. And I'm watching this game and I can see why. I feel like he's just keeping it simple. And I think a part of the reason he can keep it simple is because they actually kind of have balanced weapons. Like when they had Saquon, I feel like they had no receivers. So if you only have one thing, even if though it's Saquon, if you only have one thing, it's easier to focus on one thing and neglect others. When they had but now it's like you have Singletary and Neighbors. Like like you can't having 2 different things and at different positions. It'll put a defense in a more difficult spot if they just sell out for one thing. So, what the hell is Kendricks doing? Neighbors in motion. It looks like they were drawing up a wide receiver screen. Was another penalty on Dallas? Mistake-filled quarter from Dallas. Or half. I will pass that off for sure. Thank you, Ruben. The hell was I looking for? I was looking for something. But yeah, I'll keep these in mind for sure. What are they calling that? That's not a fumble. Why are they chasing him? Whoa, this is a fumble? No way. Also, there's a flag on the play, but what? Well, that's crazy. The fan that they showed on the screen and me had the exact same face. I'm seeing 3 beers in the shot, like in the camera shot. I'm doing the math in my head. That's like $30 US worth of beer in the shot. Man, they're so expensive in the stadiums. Illegal man downfield. And it's definitely an incompletion, right? So Malik Hooker just ran down the field for no reason, right? Oh, yeah. I just saw that play. That's definitely terrible. Oh, man, no worries, man. Ruben, enjoy your night. Have a good time, and I'll see you guys later, probably on Sunday. Just modding some people up in the chat. Showing some love to my new people in the chat. First and 15, man. The Giants. All right. First and 15 at around the 27. 2:09 to go. The Giants will start the second half with the ball, so managing the clock here to run it down and not give the Cowboys the ball would be smart. It's down to the 2-minute warning now. Dallas has 2 timeouts, so another first down would do it. Even if you only get 3 points, if you run the whole clock down, it's probably a successful drive, and then you see what you can do at the start of the second half, stuck 5. But yeah, we can talk about some ball. Steelers Colts. So when I was talking about this game earlier, I think I got cut off. What I was gonna say was definitely scared for the Colts offense. Uh, King says, not gonna lie, this game's like a 6 out of 10 for now to me. More scoring. I can't even say that though. How many punts have there been? Because what I'll say is there's no short drives. I feel like all these drives are taking time. So the Cowboys have one punt, and the Giants have no punts. What? No way. Yeah, so there's been five. This is the sixth drive in the game. The 5 drives, they had 4 scoring drives, and there's been one punt. So that's I think King. That's why the game isn't really hitting like that. Is because the drives are long and slow, and ultimately, you got the Giants going down the field slowly and kicking field goals. Like, that's not particularly entertaining. CD Lamb's touchdown was cool. I feel like the Cowboys have had. I mean, they've been leaning on Lamb quite a bit. It's really just this. Let me see how many of their yards Lamb has. Oh, wow. So Lamb himself has 95 yards. The rest of the Cowboys offense has. Let me do some quick math right here. 56 plus 19 is 75. Yeah, so Lamb has 95 yards and the rest of the Cowboys offense has 75 yards. So this game is basically, outside of CD Lamb, pretty garbage. You got Daniel Jones dropping back in 2nd and 14. Gets Malik Neighbors smoked. How many drives have the Giants, or how many plays have the Giants had in like over 10 yards to go? I feel like I've seen a lot of 1st and 15s, 2nd and 14s. There's been a lot of them. They are taking penalties. Look at this drive though. 13 plays, 51 yards, 7.5 minutes. This is clock milking at its finest, which is one syllable away from being a crazy phrase. Whoa, no way. Another penalty. Is this another penalty for the Giants? Is this going to be 3rd and 13 again? Oh, it's on Dallas. Okay, well, we'll see what the Giants can do in 3rd and short. Who did they call it on? I missed who they called it on, but I think it will be DeMarcus Lawrence. 3rd and 4. Chaos is what's going on. Also, I think I was about to talk about it, and then I my computer bugged up. What I was gonna say is because I know a Steelers fan from out here that goes to Pittsburgh on a yearly basis to watch a Steelers game. He likes the place quite a bit. Like if you're going to watch a football game, you're there in your Steelers gear. Like you'll have an easy time meeting people. Obviously, the fans are super passionate. And then I think he said like the sandwiches and the pizza are good. So yeah, I'd definitely love to see a game in Pittsburgh one day. I don't know if I'd want to go there like to watch the Eagles play and like cheer against Pittsburgh. There's some stadiums where I feel like it would just be more fun to be a part of the crowd. Like I like going to Buffalo and just like being a part of the Bills crowd. It's just an interesting experience to be a part of like that type of energy. I've never jumped to a table, but they make you feel like doing it. Pittsburgh is a beautiful city. Yeah, because they also have the stadium right on the water as well, right? Like right on the rivers, because there's rivers that flow through the city. And I heard that, oh no, what's this penalty? But yeah, I heard you can take a ferry from some part of downtown right to the stadium, and that's how some people take in the game. What did they call here? Oh, holding on the Giants? Makes sense. Did they get the... What did they get the clock down to? Minute 10? Well, okay. Giants definitely have to keep Dallas off the scoreboard here. And then you get the ball back, you're down 5, and you're probably happy about that. Another flag on the play? No way. I'm going to the Dallas one and the Chiefs one on Christmas. Damn, you're living life. You're living life. The Dallas one, I think that'll be a good game to be at just because I feel like Dallas Pittsburgh is a really historical rivalry. So I'm sure like the crowd in Pittsburgh will be up for that one. That environment will probably be crazy. Also, the Steelers are going to be good, right? So the crowd's just different when the team is good. And then the Chiefs on Christmas, that's when like you're going to get peak Kansas City, whatever peak Kansas City is. So the entertainment value there should be good. And that'll be the game where you hope that between now and then you see Justin Fields take a couple steps forward. Because that's really what it's all about. That game is that's what like you're gonna ask Justin Fields to again keep the training wheels on and like let the defense win games, but that's the game where it's like, okay, Justin Fields, we need something from you. Those Christmas Day games last year were good. Okay, so I remember Chiefs Raiders. That was really good. I forget what the third one was, but Eagles Giants pissed me the hell off. I don't know about you, Joel, but that game pissed me off. The fumble on the kickoff when a man ran the returner, that pissed me off. The interception where Goddard slipped, that pissed me off. A few things pissed me off from that game. That game pissed, you know what? Like, yeah, I don't know. That game pissed me off. Maybe from a neutral standpoint, it would have been funny seeing a kick returner run into his own teammate would be hilarious for anybody, but nah, I had too much. I don't know. Maybe it's because it was Christmas, so you're watching it with a bunch of people, and it's like your team is being represented, and then everybody else is kind of just watching. So when your team does dumb shit and everybody's laughing, like it doesn't feel good. But yeah. Our season was over by then, so I didn't care as much. That's fair. That's fair. Oh, by the way, Joel, I've been meaning to ask you, are you I don't know if you have had the same feelings, but are you back to enjoying Chelsea matches? Because I actually like as of the last 2 matches, I think I'm finally back as a like regular viewer because my Saturday mornings, like specifically sleeping in on Saturday and Sunday mornings, were too holy to like they're too important to me to watch that football team for the last little while. But I think I'm back. Like I'm looking at this Saturday and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna set my alarm. I'm gonna be up. And yes, people, I have to set an alarm to be up at 9:30 on a Saturday because I sleep the hell in. I'm not one of those people that struggles with sleep. I get to it. We'll see what our seasons are like when our two teams face each other. What week is that? Week 15, December 15th. I feel like that could be a candidate to get flexed into Sunday Night Football. That time of year, those two teams, and our teams. Okay, here's the thing. Completely acknowledging that the Eagles have potential to just fall apart because of like stupidity and coaching, right? But I mean, there's a chance both our teams are fighting for 1 seeds at that point. That could be a phenomenal game. And seeing our firepower against your defense will be a real test of both the units. Cautiously optimistic. But you know what? Yeah, so I agree, but also like I feel like there's a baseline of competence that was gone for so long and it's finally back. So that's when I'm fully back in. Oh, that's a huge sack for the Giants. That's a huge sack for Thibodeau. It's potentially a drive ender, especially with as much time as on the clock. Because Dallas will have to burn their last time out, 32 seconds to go. It was vital for the Giants to keep Dallas off the scoreboard on this drive. In-state rivalry games are the best. Also, like I feel like Pittsburgh and Philadelphia is a weird rivalry because they don't play each other as often. There's a lot of weird kind of dynamics like that. Like I don't know if Washington against the Ravens is a thing, but it could be. Like I don't know well enough to know whether it is or not, but like they also don't play each other like that. Jets Giants, they don't play each other like that. Eagles Steelers, they don't play each other like that. Texans Cowboys, they don't really play each other. It's like all the in-state stuff is AFC NFC. That whole part of things is weird. Okay, Dallas just steals 4 yards on a quick out to Tolbert. So I guess they're going to take their shot here on 3rd down. King, does Philly and Pittsburgh have like a rivalry even like outside of sports, like even just like a city rivalry? Oh my God, Thibodeau giveth and Thibodeau taketh. He gives Dak a free play and they cash in. Now, there's a second set of flags on the play that might be holding. But Thibodeau, after potentially ending the drive with a sack, gives them life with a free play. Yes, I do. So that's how I found like Sarcasm City. That's how, I mean, like, also that's how I fell into content like this because I don't think the NFL and NBA worlds create this kind of content, like watch-alongs and stuff like that. That's very much a football thing, like a European football thing. But I just like it so much, I want to bring it into this world because it's a lot of fun. And like, think about it, right? Like, I have an Eagles fan, a Patriots fan, and a Steelers fan in this chat with me right now. There's a bunch of other fans in here. I think Ruben is a Bills fan. Jared's a Texans fan. Like, I think this vibe of having conversation with just a group of fans is like, that's the way. Like, I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but especially nowadays, if it's not an athlete talking from a place of expertise, I don't actually want to hear people talk about sports anymore where it's like they're just talking at you and like preaching to you. You know, I don't gravitate towards that kind of content. I think conversations are cool. So like something like this where it's a bunch of people talking to each other. So if I say something about the Patriots, like actually it's happened with me and Leon a few times. Like I think I was talking about what the Patriots could do in the draft. And I didn't necessarily know how badly they needed an offensive tackle, and he let me know. And there was a couple other times, like talking about sports with fans of that team is just way more fun. Incompletion on third down, and the Giants get into halftime down 5 with the ball to start the second half. So yeah, I just think that that's the kind of thing I'm going for. But yeah, it's definitely football inspired. But yeah, Leon, what's your team? Because if you came from Sarcasm City, like I would assume you're a United fan, but also there's a lot of Chelsea fans that watch that sport as well. It's funny though that you say that as well, because the first few times I was a part of streams at Sarcasm City, it was NFL and NBA stuff. So then when I talked about being a Chelsea fan, Peter actually had no idea I watched football. So he actually said this exact same thing. He's like, bro, I didn't even know you were a Chelsea fan. Yeah, watch-alongs are. It's a football. Yeah, I would have assumed it was Man United. But yeah, it's a football-centric thing. Also, I think the fan generated content space in Europe is just so different because their TV personalities are different. Like in North America, we tend to put a little bit more personality on camera, and I think that tends to work for people. But in Europe, they put so many just like bland personalities and like just boring people on TV that people have to go to the internet for their to just feel like they're listening to like a person they want to listen to. I feel like with a lot of the pundits they put on TV, it feels like you're being forced to listen to them. There's been so many flags in this game, like too many flags. The look on that fan's face is perfect. That's exactly how I feel. Wait, so here's my question. In a situation like that, why would you accept the penalty on the end of the return or like the where they spotted the ball? Because you're just gonna take a knee and go into halftime here. Your only chance of getting anything out of this half, I think they should have accepted it on the fourth down, let Dallas kick the ball again, and hope you block the punt. Like a block punt is actually your only way of getting anything out of anything. Accepting the 5 yards here just to take a knee and go to halftime gets you absolutely nothing. Are they scared that Dallas might pull a trick play on fourth down now? I don't understand. But yeah, shout out to you guys. 8 people in here. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We are at halftime. It's been about an hour and a half, so I need a bathroom break, get some water, shit like that. So I'm probably gonna take like 5 minutes. You guys sit tight or don't, or you guys can step away, do whatever you guys need to do. But I'll be back in about 5 minutes. We'll be back for this second half. It's been an interesting first half. Not a lot of punting, but not a lot of explosive offense either. Hopefully, we get to see some more fireworks in the second half. But yeah, I'll see you guys then. And we're back, people. Back in time for the second half. But yeah, the way I fill the gaps when there's no football going on is we talk about the upcoming games for this week. I kept getting cut off in the middle of Steelers Colts. But yeah, I think the Steelers defense is really good. Young quarterback in Indy, scared for him. Don't think that game's gonna go well for Indy. I think Indy's defense has taken a step back from last year. So Pittsburgh is, I think, not. They've definitely faced better defenses. I'm trying to run through my head who they've played. Atlanta, probably better. And I can't think of the other opponents off the top of my head. But yeah, I definitely have the Steelers winning this one. Vikings, Packers. So I would have loved if this was a matchup of healthy teams. Unfortunately, that's not the case. The Packers have come up with really good game plans for the offense without Jordan Love. The backup quarterback, Malik Willis, is 2-0. I think this is going to be a really difficult game for them to make it 3-0 in. Minnesota's played really good ball so far. The game's in Green Bay. Man, this is tough. I think if the teams were healthy, I would pick Green Bay at home. But I think without Jordan Love in the game, I'm taking Minnesota. But I can't wait for this matchup when the quarterbacks are healthy at the back end of the year, whenever that is. Let me actually see when that is. Thank you, King. It was Atlanta, Denver, and the Chargers. Yeah, I think the Colts might be the worst defense out of those two, out of those four. Denver is in the conversation for sure. What's up, Strasburg Steve? If you want the link, let me know. But otherwise, if you're just coming by to say what's up, appreciate seeing you. Look forward to Sunday. The Sunday watch-alongs are always a good time. For those of you who aren't familiar, on Sarcasm City, they do watch-alongs all Sunday for the NFL football, and I'm usually there hanging out with Steve. He's tapping in from work. I think you said you expect the Rams to beat the Bears. I think that's what I saw. When the injury riddled Rams win. Yeah. So we got pessimism from Steve here about the Bears. But you can't blame him. You definitely can't blame him because it's been ugly so far for the Bears this year. That is one hell of an incompetent franchise. But yeah, as far as Vikings Packers goes, yeah, I was gonna check when the second matchup is. They play again in week 17, second last game of the year, December 29th. Could be playoff implications on the line when that happens. So that'll be a really good matchup. Jaguars Texans. Okay, we kind of briefly skimmed over this. It really just seems like the Jaguars are in a bad place. I talked about this before last year and before this year with Jacksonville. They just keep showing up every year as the same team. And that's a really bad thing to do in football. You keep giving defensive coordinators in the league opportunities to study you, they will find something. And Jacksonville won a playoff game 2 years ago. Then they showed up last year. They took a step back, and now it looks like they've taken another step back. And that's just what happens when you give teams more and more footage. Oh, what a kickoff by Aubrey. Oh, he fumbled. Oh, my God. What? Wow. Wow. Because that fumble was going straight back as well. That fumble was going into the end zone. It just so happened to be a Giants player right behind him. Steve says Giants going to win this. I think they'll at least cover +6. Yeah, I know them picking them to cover was a pretty popular pick. I see like watching the game, I see why people like picking the Giants to cover because I think the Cowboys are favorites by 6 points. But I think the Cowboys will manage to get it done. Texans should win by like 10. Yeah, the Jaguars just look like a mess. Houston is coming off a bad loss. The only issue for Houston is their top 2 running backs are hurt again, so they're down to a third stringer. That definitely hurt them against Minnesota. Oh, yeah, what a lucky recovery. Okay, upon further review, I'm seeing these angles. The ball wasn't going straight back. Like, it wouldn't have ended up in the end zone, but it was going in that direction. So if a Cowboy recovers it, he's probably running it in for a touchdown. 2nd and 13 for the Giants opening drive. Good pocket for Daniel Jones. And he finds somebody. Wow. Yeah, I don't particularly trust Daniel Jones. So when he holds the ball there, for some quarterbacks, when they hold the ball, you know that as the seconds are going by, somebody's going to open up and they'll find something. Well, Daniel Jones, I'm never really completely sure. Hilariously, I think he took the more covered receiver there. There was a more open receiver. But it is what it is. They got the first down. You're not going to complain much. Oh, my God. Micah came flying around the edge there. Daniel Jones did a good job of stepping up. Daniel Jones, we need a career half. But I definitely see why people were saying that he's cleaned his game up a little bit. I don't, because they were talking about how he hasn't made mistakes in the last couple of games. And I don't think he's really made mistakes today either. His problem's always going to be he doesn't do that many good things. But, I mean, if you can clean up the bad things, then, I mean, maybe you have an average quarterback. Wow. That defender kind of came close to knocking the ball out of Wandale's hands. He completely lost his balance, keeping hold of the ball. Could have been another fumble. Second and 2 for the Giants. In Cowboys territory for the first time in this drive. Singletary up the middle. Gets 2 yards. I think Singletary's done a great job of keeping his career going because it looked like in Buffalo when they shipped him out of Buffalo that his career wasn't headed in the right direction. It's really amazing how bad of a fit Dameon Pierce is in the Texans offense. Because I had no idea he'd be that bad of a runner in that scheme. It really opened up the window for Singletary, and he made the most of it. The Cowboys are in the worst place to be as a franchise. Do you mean like kind of being in the middle? Okay, great contact balance from the running back there, Tracy. But I need to see who hit him there. Who's the defender that tried to hit him and couldn't knock his balance? Couldn't even knock him off balance. Forget knocking him down. Oh, Hooker, Malik Hooker. I mean, yeah, he's never been much of a tackler anyways. But yeah, back to Joel's comment here. Yeah, being in the middle is the worst place to be as a team. Being in the middle is awful. Jones finds Neighbors. Dak's cap hit is insane. Task defense crumbling again. Like, I'm not joking when I say this. Like, Daniel Jones does kind of look like okay. And I think like, I don't want people to think that like I'm impressed or anything. I just need people to realize that this guy's had some of the lowest lows that we've seen from a quarterback. And it just does seem that he's cleaned it up a little bit. Like, this guy was a walking turnover. Wow, this is a close game. Hilarious, amazing comment. Yeah, it is a close game. the shock is the funny part. But yeah, no, I mean, you got to keep in mind this game. There hasn't been much punting. Like the offenses are moving the ball, they're just moving it slowly and surely in chunks. And the Cowboys are getting touchdowns while the Giants get field goals. But the Giants are actually moving the ball pretty well in this game. Like they've punted once, and that punt was at the very. Actually, I actually don't think they've punted. They have 3 drives, 3 field goals. Yeah, I'm right. The Giants haven't punted. They just have gotten field goals every drive. I've been to Heinz Field when it was Brady versus Big Ben. The pizza was delicious. Do you know what year it was? Because they had some really good back and forths. Those two quarterbacks. There was a point in time when in the AFC where the Steelers, it felt like the Steelers, Patriots, and Colts would play each other every single year, and those matchups were always good. Also, Steelers against Ravens, there was a window in time where that was a special rivalry game. When you had like Terrell Suggs and James Harrison, and then you had Ed Reed and Polamalu. When there was like an equivalent on each side, like it would be like Brett Kiesel and Haloti Nada. That time was special. That time was special. Oh, I remember this. I think this was 2017. This catch. Also, King K, I was gonna ask you, how old were you for the two Steelers Super Bowls that we've seen during my lifetime? I'm curious. Oh, you were at that game. That's why. Could you tell in person like what happened? Jed, you live an amazing life. If you've seen 31 NFL stadiums, and you were telling us a couple weeks ago you were in, was it? You were in Indy for the football game. You went to a Fever game. You were in New York. I think you went to some sporting. I think you went to a Yankees game in New York. No, we all thought it was and should have been. So I feel like I can't tell if during a moment like that if I'd rather be alone or if I'd rather be with a bunch of people that are as angry as me. I think it would be cathartic to be around people that hate the situation as much as you. Like that's how I felt at the last Eagles game I was at when they lost. Like being around a bunch of other people that also hated that the team lost, it kind of helped the feeling just go away. Like within 20 minutes, I was like, that sucks, but the night continues. Like let's make the most of this last night in Philadelphia. Damn. Okay, so you kind of missed them, cause I still have memories of Super Bowl 40, uh, when they won in Detroit, with Jerome Bettis. They drew up a little pass to the flat to Wandale, but good tackle by Overshone. Um, okay, you kind of missed them then. So you need to see. You still have yet to see your team in a Super Bowl, like really. Because when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, I was 21, I think. Yeah, I was 21 when the Eagles won the Super Bowl. That was a great like age to be at to watch your team win a Super Bowl. Wait, they're kicking another field goal? They're kicking a field goal from where? The 4-yard line? A lot of faith in their defense. A lot of faith in their defense. You only make the decision to kick the field goal if you trust in your defense. Now, whether that's smart or not, I don't know, because Dallas has had 4 drives. They have 2 touchdowns, 1 punt, and then the last drive at the end of the half, I don't really count because they got the ball with 50 seconds to go, and they were kind of just, you're not really, you don't have your full playbook in a situation like that. So I don't really count that. But the Giants defense has only had 1 successful drive against Dallas's offense. So I don't know. We'll see if this decision was the right decision, but my mentality for this kind of situation is always, how is our defense faring? If I feel like our defense is good, then you take the 3 points and you hope to get more points on the next drive. But if our defense is struggling, then I need to get a touchdown there. Especially in a 5-point game, because you took the points to make it a 2-point game. But if Dallas gets a touchdown, they create a 9-point lead. 9 points is 2 scores. So you put the ball in Dallas's court to make it a 2-score game. I don't know. I go for the points there. That being said, the Giants offense, they've failed to score touchdowns on every drive. Like, they're bogging down in the red zone. So maybe you don't feel great about your red zone offense, but I definitely think you go for the touchdown there. Cowboys can't run the ball at all. Yeah, I was looking at their stats. Their rushing stats look terrible. Okay, so Cowboys running backs. Rico Dowdell has 4 runs for 8 yards. So that's 2 yards a carry. The fullback has 1 carry for 6 yards, which is actually their best rushing performance because Ezekiel Elliott has 1 carry for 5 yards. Did he get hurt? Is that why he only has 1 carry? But yeah, the Cowboys have only handed it to their running backs six times in the first half and 16 pass attempts for Prescott. This is true, King. This is true. Okay, Ferguson makes a play, tiptoeing along the sidelines. But yeah, Dak has been 14 for 16. Only 2 incompletions for Prescott so far. He's having a pretty easy time against the defense. And again, that's a part of my decision about whether you take go for the touchdown or kick the field goal at the end of the half. Your defense has only been able to stop Prescott from completing it twice, and he gets another completion here. So now he's up to 16 for 18. He takes a shot here before getting rid of the ball, but they get the first down. My first game was 2013 for Eagles versus Pats in the preseason. How was the experience of going to a preseason game? Like, by the second half, what is the environment like in the crowd? I feel like it must be like going to a high school sporting event. Because, I don't know if you guys have ever done that, but when you go to a high school sporting event, you don't actually know anybody that's playing. Like, you're very much just cheering for the teams with no clue of who's good, who's not good. And there's a game of figuring out, okay, how good are these players as you're watching them for the first time. So it must be like that. Rico Dowdle up the middle for about 8 yards. So yeah, Cowboys offense moving down the field pretty easily so far. Zeke is just checked back into the game, so I guess he's not hurt. It was okay. Eagles were up like 20 points. So hold on, Jared Brown, I got a question. Do you have a job that really gets you moving around the US like that, and that's how you're able to go to all these games and all these stadiums? Or is that something you can just make possible because you can afford to do it, so you just do it? I'm just curious. because you told me you've been to 31 NFL stadiums. That's amazing. Like that's the kind of thing that people dream about, but like people, it's just not realistic for most people. Second and 5. Ezekiel Elliott out in motion. That's going to show Dak that this is a zone defense. And he opts for Lamb, who sits down right in front of the, looks like all the zone defenders for the Giants. There was like a line of like, my dad travels a lot. I help him work on computers. Yeah, so see, that makes sense. Cause I figured it would be either like you just have a lot of family money, or you have like somebody works mobile. Like that's the cool thing about people whose work takes them to all these different places, is that obviously, you can experience so much cool shit in all these different cities. Oh, Dak with another incompletion, 3rd and 1, but there's a flag on the play. So if this is holding on the Cowboys, do you accept the penalty and get into 3rd and 11? You probably have to, right? Because if I'm the Giants, my confidence in stopping a 4th and 1 is not high. Yeah, this rookie left tackle has had his struggles against Thibodeau. But I'm saving my money for the Super Bowl. Oh, you're gonna get hit over the head when the Super Bowl comes. They're gonna get a lot of money out of you. That's what I mean when I say hit over the head. The Super Bowl? I was actually, funny enough, you say that. I was looking at the price of Super Bowl tickets for the upcoming game, and I think I saw the cheapest ticket was like 7,000 Canadian, which I think is like 5,000 US. 3rd and 11, incompletion. So shit. With the help of a penalty, the Giants defense does finally get a stop. I think they definitely needed the penalty, because I think if it was 4th and 1 and the Cowboys went for it, they would have got it. I think they probably just hand it to the fullback and he gets it. 60-yard attempt from Aubrey, who makes these like it's nothing. And he looks like he puts it right down the middle. So Aubrey extends the lead back to 5. Giants ball, 5 minutes to go in the 3rd. They need the Super Bowl in Atlanta. At the very least, the stadium food there is cheap. Would it be the same for a Super Bowl, though? Oh, yeah. So I heard Atlanta's owner, Arthur Blank, he put himself in the Ring of Honor. That's a hell of a decision. The Super Bowl is in New Orleans. What is it called? The Superdome? Yeah, the Superdome. But so I heard that basically the understanding is like amongst NFL owners is if you make a new stadium, they'll give you a Super Bowl. Obviously, if your city is in a warm weather place or if you build an indoor stadium. So with Chicago building an indoor stadium, I think Chicago's going to get a Super Bowl at some point. That'll be tough because Chicago in February, anybody traveling to Chicago for the Super Bowl is going to be frigid. Oh, Mercedes-Benz Stadium won't ever change the food prices. That's amazing then. That's definitely where they should do it. Say, like, at least, you're going to spend $5,000-$6,000 on tickets. At least you'll get like $1 food. But yeah, I heard, so when Arthur Blank put himself in the Ring of Honor, so for those of you guys who don't know, the Falcons owner put himself in the Ring of Honor. But what he did is he made, I think everybody at the game got a free hot dog and some free chips or something to celebrate him in the Ring of Honor. So to be honest, that's kind of cool. Like if I had to sit there through a guy's ceremony for himself, I would be pissed because that's just so weird. But if you give me some free food, I'll sit through it. Do you guys remember the comeback in the Super Bowl between the Pats and the Falcons? That game was insane. Yes, I do remember it. I'll never forget it. For the game itself, but also randomly that Super Bowl, I was really, really, really sick. So I couldn't go with my friends to watch the game. So I just sat home, felt like complete shit, watched the game. You'll never really forget a game like that. I do find it interesting though that all of Atlanta's coaches are still in pretty big positions in terms of their jobs. Like the guy who ran the Falcons offense, Kyle Shanahan, has been the coach of the Niners for a while now. He's lost 2 Super Bowls, but very much still somebody with a job. And then who else? Oh yeah, then Dan Quinn, the coach and obviously the guy who ran the defense, was the Cowboys defensive coordinator for a few years and now is the coach of the Commanders. Shout out to Gail, one of the people that came over to this channel from the Grassy Posse. My question is, are there a lot of NFL fans in Canada? Also, the Bears are having a hard time selling the stadium. Oh, I didn't know that. I thought that they had plans. So that might cause some issues there. That whole situation of taxpayer money funding stadiums, I understand the point. Like when they try to explain how the stadium and the NFL bring so much money to the city, but on principle, it feels crazy. Oh yeah, no, Gail. I mean, I'm a small enough channel where I'm still gonna remember everybody that I interact with, which I think is kind of like it's my thing. Like I think the thing that you can get here that's different than a lot of other live streams, a lot of other channels, is that I actually want this to be like a hangout as opposed to somebody watching me talk about football. Like when there's a game on and we're all unwinding and having a good time, we can just throw these live streams on and hang out. I still think I remember everybody's team as well. Like I know King K is a Steelers fan, Jared's a Texans fan, Leon's a Patriots fan. I was really, really drunk that night. That makes sense. Joel's an Eagles fan. Gil, I don't know I don't know your team though. I still have to figure that out. But yeah, question: are there a lot of NFL NFL fans in Canada? There's not a lot of NFL fans in Canada, but the people who are NFL fans are like big fans. Okay, so first of all, big sack there for Dallas, 2nd and 4, puts him in 3rd and long, and that's a tough down for somebody like Daniel Jones. But what I was going to say, though, is that if you look at Daniel Jones on this play, I feel like the old Daniel Jones tries to throw this ball and probably fumbles, or he throws a pick here. Like, I think the old Daniel Jones, the way once he got grabbed, he just held the ball and securely kept it and just went down, like to just see and like live to see another day. I think in the past he doesn't do that. I think in the past he tries to throw it away, he tries to do something, and bad things happen. Like Will Levis there does not do that. Whoa, what a tackle by Jordan Lewis. I think they schemed up a good chance there. It looked like the play opened up a bunch of space in the middle of the field. They ran a slant into that space. And if Jordan Lewis doesn't make that tackle, swiping at Wan'Dale's ankles, he probably gets the first down and maybe a lot more. But that's a big tackle by Jordan Lewis. Oh yeah. I remember this. I remember a Packers fan that lives in Chicago. Oh, that's why you have the Bears knowledge. Oh, okay. Then question: how do you feel about the game against the Vikings? Because what I was going to say is I think that matchup would have been great if Love was healthy. I don't like that it's kind of ruined by the fact that one of the quarterbacks is missing, but I think those two teams match up pretty well. But back to this, NFL fans in Canada, there's not that many, but the people who are big fans, so there's like a cult following. If you meet an NFL fan, it's probably somebody who really, really likes the game, who really likes keeping up with the game and learning about the sport as much as they can. So when I meet an NFL fan, I know for sure that I can like have a conversation with them about the sport. Whereas if I'm in the US and I run into an NFL fan, like I might meet somebody who really likes the game, but I also might just meet a casual fan who's into like the cultural side of following the NFL. In America, the football is so big that some people are just fans because that's just what you do. But in Canada, there's no football fans that are fans because it's just what you do. You're You're a fan because you really, really love the game. So that's kind of the dynamic. Oh, you think Love will play? I didn't know that. I didn't know that there was even a chance for him to play. That's interesting. That's interesting. I had no clue. Well, I hope he can play. If he plays, I think I'm picking the Packers. But yeah, I talked about it on my stream on Tuesday. I think the NFC North, Lions, Vikings, Packers, um, three very evenly matched teams. I think the Lions definitely have a like. If you had to say somebody has an edge, it would be the Lions. But I think Minnesota looks good. Packers look good. I think definitely the two losers of the division there probably make the wild card. So I'm thinking three playoff teams from that division, and then but it's tough though because the NFC East will probably have one team in the wild card race, and then the NFC West will probably have two. Yeah, the numbers game in the NFC is tough. There's going to be a good team that doesn't make the playoffs. The 7 seed is going to be good again. Same way how last year the 7 seed was a threat to win a game, and they did. I think that'll happen again this year. So what I'm seeing, Neighbors has the grill, the mouthful of diamonds. I think he actually has the teeth for it because there's some guys that get that grill, but I don't think they have the right teeth for it. So it just looks funny in their mouth. Like Kamara, I think has really good teeth for it. Oddly enough, I think Lil Durk, I think that grill looks horrible. It looks horrible on him. Who else? I saw a few other rappers that it just looks funny, but I think Kamara and Neighbors, they have the right teeth. No way. Is this another holding penalty? No way. Oh, the penalties declined. Wait, there's two holding penalties. Too many flags, guys. Too many flags. They said holding on the center and holding on the guard. How many penalties is Dallas up to now? It feels like a lot. With that penalty, Dallas is up to 12 penalties for 100 yards. That's too many. The Giants have 3 penalties for 25 yards. So that's a pretty lopsided part of this game, and Dallas is still up 5. Hand off to CeeDee Lamb, who's not able to get back to the line of scrimmage. They run him right at Brian Burns, who is salsa dancing down 5. That's what we're doing right now. We're salsa dancing down 5. That's him paying homage to Victor Cruz, I'm assuming. Oh man, seeing an edge rusher wearing number 0 make a play, that must be nice. Joel, I don't know if you're still in the chat, but that must be nice, right? Draw play to Zeke, who gets about 6 yards out of it, setting up about 3rd and 14. I just remembered the clip of Jerry Jones that leaked. That's crazy stuff, man. Jerry Jones, they need to get him out of the NFL. That's a weird guy. I was about to say, what do you know about Victor Cruz? Yeah, man, he's paying homage. Okay, 3rd and 12. We're going to throw to the flat to our fullback. Hell yeah. That's quitting on a drive if I've ever seen it. Is there something I missed? Did he have to throw there for some reason? I'm looking forward to this replay. I didn't get it. I felt like he had time. He just looked left and just threw to the fullback, and they just quit. Actually, no, you're right, Joel. This is the right answer. This is the right answer. If I'm Jamie Foxx in that situation, I don't even know what I would say after that. Yo, 87 will not go down. This Giants punt returner did not go down. He's going to get smoked at some point. No, all this making me think of a good question for everyone. Now it's making me think of a good question for everyone. Who was the player that got you into football or got y'all into football? The honest answer is probably Brian Dawkins. Honorable mentions are Donovan McNabb and Terrell Owens and Brian Westbrook. But the actual answer is Brian Dawkins because when I first started to watch football and watch the Eagles, the way they talked about him, like they literally called him Weapon X. They talked about him like a superhero. I don't know if you guys remember, but they did like a Monday Night Football promo of him being like Wolverine, and they even like edited the things on him. I don't know what they're called, the claws. Yeah, the claws. So obviously being a kid and seeing that, it made him pretty cool. And then when he would, you'd hear the speeches he'd say before games, and just like he was a character. And of course he was on my team for longer. So you know what, Joel? It would have been T.O. if he was on my team for longer. Because the problem of, especially just being that age when he left the Eagles, is like they really made him a villain. So then that made me hate him. Maybe in hindsight, if I was older, I maybe would have looked at it differently. But Joel, actually, it's interesting you say T.O. Have I worn my T.O. jersey on a stream yet? T.O. and Ocho Cinco. Oh, this was Heritage. This was wide receiver Heritage. Troy Polamalu and Maurice Jones-Drew. Maurice Jones-Drew. Yeah, that was a running back that was before his time. A little bit because he was a good pass catcher, but yeah, physical small guy, but like had the benefits of being a small player in terms of like the agility and the pass catching. Okay, yeah. So story about the T.O. jersey. I was actually just thinking about this recently, actually when I was in Philly. But that T.O. jersey is actually 19 years old. I bought that jersey in 2005 when he was on the Eagles. And the reason I bought it was check down to Neighbors. Neighbors makes Diggs miss and then takes a shot from Hooker. But so I wanted a T.O. jersey so bad because I was so much of a fan and he was just such an exciting player to watch as a kid. So I went to the store where they sell jerseys, and obviously this is Canada, right? So there's not like a bunch of different stores. There's one place you go to, and they either have the jersey you're looking for or they don't. But the first few times I went looking for a T.O. jersey, there wasn't one. So eventually when I went and they had one, it was an adult size jersey. And I'm obviously at the time like 8 or 9. So I'm a child, but I wanted the jersey so bad. Like I forget who it was. I don't know if it was my parents or my grandfather. I don't know who it was, but I just had them buy it for me regardless. So I'm a child, an 8-year-old drowning in a fully grown adult's jersey, but I just wanted it that bad. And now all these years later, like it fit me as an adult, and I can still wear it now. Like I'm a whole grown man now. Like I'm a 200-pound plus. Like I'm a tall guy. Like I'm not a small human, and that jersey fits me now. But I was drowning in it as a kid. I just wanted it so bad. So, but yeah, it's a 19-year-old jersey, and it still is holding up. So I was just wearing it at the game I was at a couple weeks ago. And I was like, shit, this is a 19-year-old jersey. And it's holding up well. Like, I think it'll make it another 15 years or so. It's in good shape. So, yeah, just a fun fact of like, it's a pretty rare jersey. You don't really see a TO Eagles jersey around anymore. And like, I don't know, maybe when you see, like, a lot of the time now, when you see older jerseys, you can buy them now from players back in the day. Like, I have a Brian Dawkins jersey that's from 2015, maybe. Like, I bought it long after he was gone. I actually bought it at the same time I bought a LaShawn McCoy jersey. So, like, it was during LaShawn McCoy's time. But yeah, the point is, like, that's an old fucking jersey, and I still wear it, and it's still good. And it, like, when sometimes people will see it and they'll be like, that's a cool jersey. So I wear it to a lot of the games where I'm at a random stadium. So, like, I've worn that Terrell Owens jersey at the Patriots Stadium and the Bills Stadium. And there'll usually be random fans of, like, Bills fans or Patriots fans that were like, man, that's a really cool jersey. Like, he was an amazing player. Yeah, it's a yeah, I mean, sports fandom is a beautiful thing. And yeah, it makes me feel so good, and people usually say something about it. Especially in New England, a lot of Patriots fans had things to say about it because the Patriots beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl in 2005, but Terrell Owens played so good in the Super Bowl. I remember wanting those Kelly Green jerseys in 2010. Yeah, Michael Vick in 2010, like that Michael Vick Eagles Kelly Green jersey. I wanted one so badly. But yeah, so the void that Terrell Owens left in my life as a child when he just went to get some milk and just left. Deshaun Jackson was the person that restored the feeling. In terms of being a really good receiver and bringing entertainment value back to the game because okay, Motor. He put a move on somebody. That should not have been a positive run. Where did this come from? He was not like this in Buffalo. Holding on the run. That's the story of this game. Holding calls on successful running plays. Oh, and also, so there was the fact that he was the only person that could like reasonably replicate what T.O. was as a fan, but he also stood out because of how bad the receivers were in the middle. Like that period between T.O. and Deshaun Jackson, some of the worst receiving cores ever put together. Kevin Curtis was the best receiver we had during that time. Kevin Curtis. I don't know if you guys know that name. It's a throwback. But yeah, the receiver situation was dire for a long time. Daniel Jones takes a shot to Slayton. Bad ball placement there. Receiver didn't really have a chance. Macklin and Selleck were also up there for me. Yeah, for sure. So actually, it's interesting you say that because the Sunday night that we were in Philly for that Monday night game, we watched the every offensive snap from the NFC Championship game against Minnesota. We watched the last 7 minutes of Miracle at the Meadowlands. Obviously, when the Eagles were scoring, and we watched every offensive snap from the Super Bowl when we beat the Patriots. And I totally forgot that Selleck was on the Super Bowl team as a player. That totally got erased from my memory. I saw him on the highlights, and I was like, no way. I thought he retired before that. I was shocked. Big 3rd and 11 here for the Giants. I kind of feel like if they can't convert this, Dallas is going to extend this lead on the next drive. Not that things have been trending that way. The Giants' defense has held up in the second half. I just feel like, I don't know, it just feels like that part of the game where if you mess up here, this was your chance. So Parsons collapsed the pocket. Jones rolls right, check down to Wandale, who can't make four guys miss. He made two guys miss, I think, but he can't make four guys miss. He did get it down to 4th and 3, I think, though. So this is now 4th and manageable. Question, it looks like they're dialing up an offensive play, so they're going to go for it. For what it's worth, Joel, I was looking at the salary cap and their depth chart. I think we're drafting a tight end next draft because we need a better backup. You're going to have a hard time selling a free agent on the job. 4th and 3. Yep, now they're going for it. Should pass it to Wandale way earlier. 100%. They snap the ball. Daniel Jones looks left to a slant to Neighbors. And he gets it. I think Neighbors won that slant route so easily that if they run a sluggo route, which is like a slant into a go, they could get a big play on Diggs on the next route. Because Diggs, the kind of corner he is, I feel like he's going to try to jump that same route next time and try to get an interception because that's how he gets interceptions. Like he kind of gets a feel for what they're trying to do against him. And when he sees the route that he's seen before, he jumps it. So I feel like there's a play to be made there. They find Neighbors again, middle of the field, 15 yards. Really sloppy zone there. But then you can add the camera's right on Neighbors' face as he's celebrating, and then he realizes there's a flag on the field. Oh, but it's on the defense. Okay, so he reacted for no reason. Okay, maybe not that bad of a zone. To be honest, there wasn't that big of a space between the three defenders. He just found the pocket, and Jones found him. Play action, roll right. Neighbors to the flat, gets it lit up. Daniel Jones getting his receiver kind of killed there. Especially as the quarterback there too, you can see the defender coming. Leads his receiver right into a hit. Toss to Singletary, who's going to cut it back. Singletary, you don't have the speed for this. Singletary, you do not have the speed for that. You don't have the facilities for that, big man. He read the play right for a normal player, but you're a slow running back. You can't do that. Singletary just cut up the middle. Yeah, you're not Reggie Bush. Where's Leon? Shout out, Reggie Bush made me fully love the sport. That's a really respectable choice too, by the way. I forgot to mention that. Wait, I can't even see what happened to Diggs. It didn't look like anything serious happened. If that's a non-contact injury, that's not good. But yeah, I don't think I saw anything happen to him. No, he's up. It's probably nothing. Damn, they put the camera right on his son. Well, Diggs checks out of the game for at least one play. It's 3rd and 14. So what did Singletary lost 5 yards on that play? Or did I miss a penalty? Oh, Neighbors is on the corner that just checked into the game. Daniel Jones didn't even look at him, you criminal. He had Slayton there. Placement wasn't great. That's what the producers are evil for putting the camera right in his son's face. Field goal, field goal, field goal. Yep, field goal. Man, who would have thought the Giants leaning on their defense to keep Dallas in the game? Wait, the Giants still haven't punted or anything, right? They've had 5 drives and 5 field goals. That's wild. I don't think I've ever seen a game like this because teams also tend to not be like this game's pace is so low for a team to only have 5 drives. At what point is this? 10 minutes to go? Yeah, 11 minutes to go. And the team's only had 5 drives. But for them to get scores on all 5 drives and none of them to be touchdowns, like this is such a unique situation. If you look at it, like it's I don't know. Different people would have different takeaways on evaluating Dallas's defense in this game. Some people would say, you were a successful bend but don't break defense. And if you're in the modern NFL, if you're giving up field goals, that's supposed to be okay. But then others would say is like you've let the Giants move the ball consistently and you haven't gotten a turnover or a stop. I would be more on the side of you haven't been able to get one single stop and that's bad. But yeah, somebody's going to be there that's going to make the point that, you also haven't given up a touchdown. So, the different philosophies in football are at play. The Giants are doing what Washington did to them. This is true. This is true. Yeah, you're right, because Washington didn't punt against the Giants. They just kicked field goals the whole game. Imagine if the Giants had Sirianni. If the Giants had Sirianni, they'd have 6 points. No, that's too much. They'd have 3 points. But yeah, this game is definitely delivered from a streaming standpoint because I haven't had to dip into my bag of let's predict the whole season, which is my break in case of emergency if the game is shit. So that's good. I also have barely been able to get through the game previews, which is cool because I'm not. Again, that's another thing to do just in case the game underwhelms or the chat is dead or just things like that. But now the game is delivered. The chat has been awesome. This stream's been a lot of fun. It's one of my favorite streams. Picked up a couple subscribers. Shout out to those people. If you're tapping in right now, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. 171 people dropped by at some point over the course of the stream. It's been a successful stream. $11 to go. Make a wish. Cowboys with the ball. Oh no, poor guy. They're highlighting the rookie tackle, who I think has had like 3 holding penalties, and I think he's given up 1 sack. I mean, actually, they're showing a highlight, not a highlight tape. They showed a mixed bag there. He made his plays, but then oh no, Rico Dowdle ran into Zach Martin, but the dump off to Ferguson got 10 yards anyways. Wait, he's shaking his head. Was there? Okay, he's shaking his head at the spot. Second in inches. Dowdle up the middle. So first down to for Dallas, and they're already at their own 45. Oh, wait. This Trayvon Diggs is questionable with dehydration? That's actually what they called the injury. So that means he just cramped up. And that made sense because when they showed the footage of him falling down, it really looked like nothing happened to him. Because even if it's a non-contact injury, you can at least see where their foot planted, that where it's like something bad could have happened. With him, it looked like absolutely nothing happened. But yeah, if he's cramping up, I guess it's because it's Thursday night football, no like little to no turnaround. But man, drink some electrolytes and get back into the game. On first and second down, Dak is 15 for 15, 154 yards. Looks like they're evaluating Zach Martin for a concussion. So they got a backup in at right guard. So this offensive line is looking pretty light right now. You got two rookies and a backup. You got a right tackle that can really only run block, but not pass block. Yeah, 100% King. I'm saying just go drink some Gatorade and get back in the game. Questionable for dehydration. Don't kill me. Dak threw to I guess that's his first incompletion on first and second down. Due to a spot where there was really no separation. Flott makes a play on the ball. He's also pretty clearly like grabbing Cooks on his other arm. But if you hide that from the referee, you can definitely get away with that. Dak to Tolbert. Flott can't make the tackle. Gail, I haven't heard that reason either. That is very, that is not something that could have flown 10 years ago even. Like, I'm not, like, of course, 15, 20, but even 10 years ago, that could not have flown. And I understand that the quick turnaround for Thursday night football must be tough, but many teams have played on Thursday night. And I've never seen that before. I know there's some games where it was Arizona. I think there's certain times a year in Arizona where they're so concerned of cramping that they have bananas on the sideline. Because I remember hearing about the Giants doing it in the Super Bowl against New England when they beat them the year the Patriots were undefeated. They had bananas on the sideline because they were worried about cramping because of just the way the weather was. You know what? You know when I also knew that it wasn't serious after Diggs went down. Parsons was like massaging his calf. And I was like, "There's no way if his Achilles was torn that Parsons would be massaging his calf." So I'm like, "There's no way anything serious happened." But Diggs is back on the field, and lo and behold, camera's not in his son's face this time. The producer did his son dirty. Nah, said Lamb has the ball. Oh my god, the cameraman didn't know where the ball was, but I did. Shame on you, cameraman. Shame on you. A Lamb end around goes for less than a yard. I mean, I think it was minus. They lost a yard. The Bucks game is going to be 100 degrees and extremely humid. I'm pretty glad we have a bye week next week because we're going to need it. I mean, playing 13 games in a row after that's going to suck, but it is what it is. Thibodeau got to Dak just in time to rush him a little bit. I think that pass to Lamb, even if it was slightly better placed in terms of getting it on Lamb's hands, I think that needed to be out in front of Lamb to let him keep running. Because that pass was going to make Lamb stop running, and he would have got tackled by the linebacker short. He needed to keep Lamb running there. So the ball placement there was pretty bad. It sets up a Brandon Aubrey field goal from 40 yards out, puts it right down the middle. And it's a 5-point game again. Man, Vegas is crazy. They had a 5-point spread in this game. I think it's Cowboys by 5. And the Cowboys are literally winning by 5 right now. We'll see how this game finishes, but man, Vegas, they always so many games end up being like just on barely on one side or the other of the spread. I feel like they're not they're usually wrong maybe about like 5-6 games by a pretty big margin, but a lot of the times they're like a few points off. We need to get the pickle juice ready. What is this a reference to? Because it's going over my head, but I'd like to be in on this because pickle juice, that sounds like my kind of shenanigans. Anybody watching any college football this weekend? Because Georgia-Bama is the big matchup everybody's talking about. I don't think I'll be able to watch college football on Saturday. I have plans with friends and whatnot, but Georgia-Bama would be the one. Cowboys versus Eagles game that was blazing. When was there one that was played in really hot conditions? Oh yeah, because King, I think you asked on Monday whether we do NCAA watch-alongs, and we talked about it. So yeah, I remember you mentioning that. Really? How did I not know this? I didn't know. Yeah, 100%. Get the pickle juice ready. Gatorade? No. Pickle juice? Hell yeah, let's do it. The Cowboys were cramping all game and got blew out. Was this when T.O. returned back to Philly? Next week is Bucks Falcons. The quarterback matchups in these games are going to be rough. Like in theory, Bucks, Saints, and Falcons could be close enough. Like they're divisional rivalries where the teams are close enough to where in theory it should be interesting. But the quarterback matchups are just so uninspiring that it kind of kills it. I think it was like 2001. Oh, that's why. That's why it predates my fandom, and I guess I just happened to miss out on that history lesson. Damn, my guy got the date, September 3rd, 2000, the pickle juice game. I wonder what it is about pickle juice, because I think basically when you're in that state of it's humid, you're at risk of cramping up, you need electrolytes, and you can get electrolytes a lot of way. I didn't know pickle juice was a significant source of electrolytes, but I guess it is. Daniel Jones, play action, rolls right, pass rusher in his face, chucks it into the sidelines. 2nd and 10 with 6:48 to go. Both teams, I lied. Dallas has all 3 timeouts. The Giants only have 2. I think down the stretch here, the Giants' biggest issue is they can't run the ball. I think their running back has like 23 yards or something. It's something small like that because I have him in fantasy, unfortunately. But that's the problem because they're not able to switch it up. Like they're running the same passing concepts over and over and over again. We're throwing to the flat, we're throwing crossers, we're occasionally throwing a go route. Like I feel like they're throwing the same 3 routes over and over and over and over again. It's better than Gatorade apparently. I guess cuz like basically I think what electrolytes are is like it's the right combination of like sugar, salt and potassium, I think. So shit, I guess pickle juice is better. Cowboys bring the blitz. So they get it to 4th and 1 because Wandale runs a route short of the sticks, which is bad on his part. 2, good tackle by the Cowboys. But if they show this Cowboys blitz again, watch Jordan Lewis blitz right into the back of the linebacker. Like 2 Cowboys players blitzed into the same gap and basically one blocked the other. That could have been bad. People who put Singletary on the over are crying. Yes, yes. I didn't put the over. I just started him in fantasy, and I'm indeed crying. Hand off to Singletary with the game on the line, and he barely gets it. I think he gets stood up just as he gets it, but he gets it. First and 10. The clock just dipped under 5 minutes. Out route to Neighbors, who tries to stiff arm Jordan Lewis and gets dragged out of bounds. Second and 6. And they run the ball. So by the time they run their next play, the clock will be under 4 minutes. Now it's going to be a big third down. It's going to be like 3rd and 7. But if they can get this first down, they are positioning themselves to whatever they do. Like if they score, they'll leave next to no time on the clock. So with them not scoring is obviously pivotal for Dallas. But yeah, when these type of situations happen at the end of the game, like I'm always thinking clock management and what you can do to work the clock as well as possible. Because I've seen a few coaches mismanage games at the end here. Oh, Wandale dropped it. Wandale dropped it. He's looking for a flag, but he won't get it. Looks like the ball was a bit underthrown. If it was out ahead of him, he maybe has an easier time with it. But he turns upfield. The ball hits him in the chest and both hands, and he just can't pull it in. That's a shame. Yeah, immediately after the drop, everybody Gail, you didn't lose the stream. I lost the stream. That happens every now and then. I don't know why. One day I'll figure it out. But until then, I'm just stuck with randomly being cut off of my own stream every now and then. 4th and 6. I'm back perfectly in time for a very big down. Yeah, it's not you. It's not you. It's me. Classic line. 4th and 6. Game on the line. 4 wide. Singletary in a weird spot behind the line of scrimmage. Whoa. Whoa. Jones rolling to his left. Looks for somebody. Whoa. Okay, he's out of bounds. And Neighbors is down. They're going to review this. That's a hell of an effort. It feels like one of his feet came up. I think this is probably an incompletion. But I also think Neighbors did so much to try to get his feet down that he just literally went head first into the turf. And on that MetLife turf, that's a concussion. Let's see. Oh, yeah, and he dropped the ball. Wait, then what happened to him? Because it doesn't look like he went... It doesn't look like he hit his head. Yeah, it's a drop. Oh, no, it is face right into the turf. Oh, yeah. 100%. They're just like incompletion, right? And he's just laying there motionless. Wait, Lamb went all the way to the other sideline? That's a receiver solidarity right there. Yeah, that's a whole lot of CT. Parsons just got out of the blue tent. God damn, lots of injuries down the stretch here. You hate to see this. This MetLife turf is a problem. Like injuries yearly, just like it's an unforgiving surface for players to play on. And they got to do something about it. Players have been complaining about it for ages. Like, I don't know what happened to Parsons. Like, I didn't see what happened. But a lot of the times when, like, ankle and knee stuff happens on turf, it's because your cleats don't give in. Your cleats get stuck in the turf. And then, like, whatever way your ankle or your knee moves, it can really mess something up. And then there's the fact that basically the turf is just, like, grass laid over concrete, so the base is harder than a normal, grass surface. So again, I don't know, like in a situation like Neighbors there, he basically went face first into grass over concrete as opposed to grass over soil. Like I'm sure the soil would have been more forgiving. But yeah, second down, 2nd and 3. Diggs seems to be grimacing. I don't know what happened to him either, because I think he can't. Maybe he's cramping again. Zeke gets it to 3rd and 1. Yeah. Yeah, the Giants wasted one timeout too early because they only had 2 down the stretch. And then now when they need them, that one timeout is everything. Third and 1, jumbo formation. They hand it to the fullback who gets 2 yards. And one more first down kills this game, people. The Giants have no timeouts. The only stoppage is the 2-minute warning. So with one more first down, this game will officially be over. Even as is, where this part of the field, with this part of the field that Dallas is at, if they get stopped, Aubrey will just kick a field goal and make it an 8-point game. And in a game where the Giants couldn't score a touchdown, I don't think that's something they can come back from. So, this game is as good as done. Zeke gets the Giants blitz the hell out of the Cowboys there. Minus 2-3 yards there on that first down play. So we're going to get second and long on the other side of the 2-minute warning. Yeah, Tommy DeVito was in the shot. That was a time. I totally forgot about Tommy. Damn, Tommy DeVito and Drew Lock. Hold on. Tommy DeVito and Drew Lock both got wins on Monday Night Football last year, I feel. But I don't think Daniel Jones has ever won on Monday Night Football. So I feel like third down might be abandoned, like might be quitting too much. Because if you can get if you can stuff the runner 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage, like you're probably forcing the team to stop. But on 2nd and 1, I get what you're saying. Like on 2nd and 1, when you're inevitably going to give up the first down, may as well get it over with. But do you remember in the Eagles game when the Falcons jumped off sides and we declined the penalty so that we could get the first down and run more plays? The hilarious thing about that was it ended up not mattering because Saquon dropped the ball. And maybe if we accepted it, things would have been different. You never know. Drops cost New York tonight. Yeah, it's true, because I was talking about how that throw on third down was behind him a bit, and Joel put in the chat that you can't blame Daniel Jones. When I saw the replay, I agree. I mean, the ball wasn't, like, again, in the most flawless place to put it, but it was still pretty good. It was still an easy enough catch, and it didn't work. That's the plan. That's the plan. We're going to just keep going and going. So let's just get this game over with. I got sleep to get to. Work tomorrow is calling. But yeah, I have 10 people in here still. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Second and 13. Giants need a miracle. Giants need a miracle at the Meadowlands, but those are only reserved for Philadelphia, I think. 1 yard gain on second down. It'll be 3rd and like 11. Wait, were the Giants able to run on some of their other opponents this year? Let's see. Browns. It was okay against the Browns. It was good against the Commanders. And it was bad against the Vikings. So I think the Giants aren't that good of a passing attack anyways. Yeah, it looks like last 2 weeks it was respectable. Week 1 was rough. So Aubrey's going to make a kick with 30 seconds to go. Make it an 8-point game. This kick is from 51, which is like 31 for Aubrey. It's the best Aubrey. Oh. Whoa, he missed it. Is that his second miss? I think, no, that's his first miss from 50. So for those of you guys who don't know, Aubrey had yet to miss from 50 plus. He was like 16 for 16 on long kicks. That is his first miss. And I think it's from 50 plus. I think it's his second miss generally. So now the Giants have to go 59 yards in about 28 seconds, which I still think is a lot to ask for them, considering how their offense goes. But who knows? We'll see. Jones back, chucks it to the left, and no. Oh, they don't even have neighbors. Why the NFL doesn't create field standards so all fields are the same? I get the money, but still, I agree with this. I agree with this 100%. There should be one way of doing things, and every field that they play on should be the same. And it should be grass. Like this, the football pitch or like the soccer pitch in Madrid, it's indoors, but it's real grass. It's a pretty cool setup. If anybody here is unfamiliar with it, look up Real Madrid grass. They have this field that it's real grass, but it goes underground and then goes into it gets sunlight. Like, it's just cool. Just look it up. The video is much better at showing you than me describing it. Hero ball incoming, probably not, but we're gonna watch these downs. I gotta see. Hold on. Third and 10. Jones. Deep shot. And he throws a pick. So I don't know who that is. Oruwariye? Oruwariye. What did I pick? I picked Dallas by 5+. Okay. I got this game right in my pick'em pool, baby. Classic Daniel Jones. That's how a Daniel Jones football game is supposed to end, by him throwing an interception. Such a weak arm, I never want to hear them talk about Hurts. This is true. This is true. Well, all right, people. This game is over. Shout out to everybody who's still watching. We're 3 hours into this live stream, and a few of you have been here damn near the whole time. Much love for that. It's nice seeing some familiar faces in here. Look forward to seeing some new faces next time. Hope you guys had as much fun watching the stream as I had giving it to you. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel on your way out if you haven't done so already. I will be back Sunday night for Ravens against Bills. That'll be an amazing game, and we'll have a whole Sunday's worth of football to talk about beforehand. So it's going to be a lot of fun on Sunday. Make sure you guys tap in when that happens, and then we'll also have a Monday Night Football stream as well. So lots of streams coming up. Make sure you guys come hang out. See you guys later on. Peace.